This feature is made possible by Hospitality Mints, the perfect complement all wrapped up, and by Charrington, Beach Cleaners Power Screeners.
Reporting from the Venetian Resort Hotel Casino in world-famous Las Vegas, Mando News presents coverage of the 2008 ARDA Convention and Exposition.
Hi, I'm Tim Wilson, publisher of the Resort Trades Magazine and Ask Mando TV, and I'm here with Lynn, who's the chairman of ARDA-ROC, and we're going to ask him some questions about ARDA-ROC. Lynn, what would you like to tell the managers really about the purpose of ARDA-ROC and what it's been doing?
Well, I think first and foremost, they kind of need to have a little bit of idea of what ARDA-ROC is. And in a nutshell, ARDA-ROC is an organization that really began its life in the early 90s. It was called something else back in those days and evolved into ARDA-ROC, which is more representative. And basically it's a system that, with the permission of boards of directors of various resorts all over the country, big and small, owners are asked to contribute $3 to $5 a year in their maintenance fees. It's totally voluntary. All that money is assembled by the administrator of ARDA-ROC, and when there's a need to use it for owner issues anywhere in the country, then that money is used after it's presented, and everybody wins. It is the thing I stress about ARDA-ROC. It is absolutely used only for owner of timeshare issues. It is not for developers. It's not for outside companies. And that's our strictest, most simple plan, but sometimes that's hard to discern. And we frequently will have a little bit developer and a little bit owner, and it all works out. But that's what's kept ARDA-ROC so successful.
Well, what successes has ARDA-ROC had?
Well, the one I like to really is the biggest success that makes it all possible is that we are now, it's hard to know exactly, but we have in excess of 1 million timeshare owners in the United States contributing. And that is just a staggering amount. I guess one of the greatest successes was, I believe it was 1996 in the Clinton administration when the IRS decided they would tax prepaid assessments, and they decided they might tax unused or latent type reserve fees, which would have been devastating. And ARDA-ROC at that time, I believe my numbers are correct, we spent in the neighborhood of $650,000, plus several $100,000 from developers and other sources. So that was a major battle that saved tens upon tens upon tens of millions of dollars over the years between now and then. We've had a very hard victory not too long ago, a year or so, in South Carolina, where the county decided they would impute a value to every exchange timeshare owner going into Myrtle Beach and other places, and impute a tax on it based on what they thought the week was worth. We won that. We have had a very, very good track record, and it's been a real just pleasure for me to have the privilege of chairing that and watch it evolve. It's a great thing. And when you're dealing with a resort and you're a resort manager, things like that you don't have the money for. If your local city council passes a transient occupancy tax that you think is unfair, and in fact is unfair, they may know it, but they don't have the capital to do it. But ARDA-ROC provides them with the capital through help and logistic help from the ARDA State Legislative Affairs Department.
Well, Lynn, it seems like this is not only a good tool for the resort and maybe providing them funding in case for something big, but also you're in tune with the industry nationwide. What issues do you see coming up right now that you're going to face, that ARDA-ROC and these managers are going to face in the next few years?
Well, everybody knows the current economic situation, the current mortgage and the subprime mess, and the either fake recession or the real recession, whatever it is. Things are having a little downturn, And when you hear just this morning where the Attorney General of Nevada says that Nevada is going to be $900 million short in their budget because they're not spending enough and people are not spending too much here and there, people are cutting back, that's going to drive any regulatory agency, anything from a sports authority to a city, county, state, to look for money. So the timeshare happens to be, because it's very misunderstood by a lot of state and federal and local regulators and councilmen and councilwomen, they create little things to figure out how to tax it, and they get pretty inventive about it, and so and they have the hammer, and we have to go in and try to figure out how to not let them do that, because it eventually costs the individual timeshare owners most of this.
So actually, the ARDA-ROC is just a pool of funds that you nip it in the bud early by going in maybe just for one resort, but in truth, you're taking issues out that would spread to the other resorts.
Regulators, both state and local in a state, they all talk, and it may be just one county in South Carolina, but the rest of the counties in South Carolina are sitting there watching that, as are the rest of the states if it's a new kind of a tax. So, yes, it does. You don't have to be a resort that's within the ARDA-ROC family, however, to get help, but we prefer that. But if it's a serious issue for the industry owners, then we will attack it.
Well, I appreciate you coming in today and explaining ARDA-ROC and to the managers and the developers out there. And so you do have someone on your side and on your ring. I've been Tim Wilson for Ask Mando TV.